All right, here we are at another episode of T.M.I, and I am actually in a place right now where I'm kind of struggling, right? This podcast, video series, whatever you want to call it, is really about me just deep diving into what's real, right? And processing. So right now I'm processing just like my exhaustion. I've been going fast and hard and with passion and with joy and excitement around everything for the most part. But now I'm at this place now where the school year is getting started and my day job, like the pressure of that is definitely on the rise. We're rolling out a new system, so I'm just like, I'm really feeling it there emotionally, and I'm just tired, you know. That coupled with the fact that I'm also on a daily basis elevating my output in the 5 by the Fire podcast that I'm doing, that I went from audio to video about a month ago, and not just transition from, but added video. And the things that brought to it were way more production. So like, I'm creating thumbnails now. I'm having to edit the videos, and because I'm doing it so much on a daily basis, I've been just doing it on my own. So I'm thinking that I might need to shift Layla, my lead video editor's priorities, to make her give her that daily focus of editing those videos. I think my hesitation with that is just, it's a thing that I really need to be able to depend on happening. Have you ever had that where it's like, you want to delegate some things, but you're struggling with trusting that who you're delegating it to is going to maybe not do it exactly like you want, but at least achieve similar results to an acceptable level. But I need the consistency. I need to know that every night we're gonna have the next one scheduled, and that the thing will be done with excellence and not just thrown together. And right now she's like almost singularly motivated by the money, and not yet by the sense of a job well done, or the quality of the message itself going out. So this is where it's rough when you have people that you're leading that aren't necessarily bought into the vision, but just bought into we're not being bought into, but like are being bought out. Like they are in it for the money. So yeah, that puts me at this quandary, because one of the reasons I'm not just shutting down the videos for the podcast, for 5 by the Fire, is that like way more people are engaging with the daily content. Like I believe it's actually providing value for folks, and I'm continuing to engage people with the truth, continuing to build the reputation of Pastor Fury, the Unshackled Network, Freedom Story Media, around this inspiring content, and that's one of the focal points for me. So the primary focal point is to continue to point people to Jesus, point people to the message of truth and hope and love and eternal life in Him, and point people to the Word. Like, actually, really, when I created it, it was created specifically for the people within my church family, so that they would be in the Word on a daily basis. I just got hit with the realization that, like, I should be posting these to our community group Facebook page. I probably should. I might put out a little poll in there to see if people would be blessed by me making sure that those get added to that group every day. Because I know what happens with most people, specifically most people in my community, is like they're blessed by the content, they find it valuable. The problem is most people aren't intentional about going and seeking the inspiration, seeking the encouraging content. But when they stumble upon it, they're grateful and they're like, yeah, that's just what I needed today. At least that's just where many of them, I believe, are at, like in their stage. In their stage of life with their faith, is that they're kind of in a when I stumble upon it place. I shouldn't say that. Like, there's many of them that are going after the Bible, but as far as like, sermons and things like that, beyond their own one-on-one engagement on a rather consistent basis. So I'm wondering, maybe I just need to do that, but I'll put a poll out to see if that's actually a value, because that would just be another thing that I'm adding to my plate of responsibilities to make sure it happens. But that wouldn't be hard, because I'm already posting it to Facebook every day. So I might just do it. I don't know. But what I don't want it to be is a distraction or an annoyance to people. I don't want it to be an annoying thing because it's coming out daily. That's the thing I'm trying to be mindful right now. Is this a value, or is this like a, enough already, we don't care, So I don't know. That is one thing I'm wrestling with, I guess, right now, is next steps with the 5 by the Fire videos and podcast. And I still plan on ultimately turning it into a devotional book, a 365-day Devo book. But I'm not 100% sure on if that is really what I want to do. And I'm even like trying to figure out next year, like with the amount of grind that goes into this daily podcast, next year, do I still want to do that? Or is there a different version of this that might be more meaningful? Like, I'm even starting to wonder, am I working myself back up to doing a weekly sermon? I don't even know. I don't know. I got so many questions to be pondering, because I was trying to get away from the long form, talking head kind of message delivery, and I liked more of the dialogical engagement. So I don't know, things to continue to ponder. But I think either way, there is going to be some form of consistent, inspirational and challenging biblical content coming out from Pastor Fury and the Unshackled Network realms. So, and now I think another thing that I've been also debating is, what do I put out on the Freedom Story Media accounts? Because right now those have started. There was a post or two there, but they're basically dormant, and I'm rocking and rolling all over the Pastor Fury accounts. And I think part of that is predicated on this assumption, or my own belief, that people more readily engage with people versus brands. So I'm wondering if continuing to pump out content on my personal account that points to the brands is good, versus putting out my content on the brand accounts and seeking people to come over there for it. I don't know. Or do I double dip everything? Do I put the 5 by the Fire podcast on like Unshackled Network's weekly, post or something like that? That's a good question. Gosh, you know what would be interesting? I think what would be interesting is if I did once a week on either Unshackled Networks or Freedom Story Media's YouTube this week on 5 by the Fire kind of post where it is a compilation of the week's podcast. So it's like people can catch the whole week and do the chaptering thing on there so people can skip to the next chapter. I wonder if that adds any value, if that would be something that people would appreciate at all. I don't know. That feels like maybe you're just like trying to throw stuff over there. I don't know. I think the other thing I'm thinking of, and see, too much information, right? I'm just rambling. But this is actually the point of this for me. Is what if I go away from the concept with the 5 by the Fire podcast of it being a thing where you're going along with the journey, where it's like, okay, here's where we are in the reading plan, and it's really just while I can still be doing that plan, I'm not saying what the passages of the plan were for the day. I'm just like, here's the truth for today, coming out of this place in the Bible, and then I just give it to him, because I feel like that way you don't feel like, if you're somebody new, that you're jumping in and you're missing out. Man, I really overthink a lot, right? I don't know. Because one of the things I'm wanting to do as I think about the devotional thing for next year is what does that look like as a standalone devotion every day? Because I don't want it to feel like you have to be caught up. Because like I was even just talking with my mom, and she's someone who wants to do this, but then she fell behind. And then once she fell behind, it was kind of like, oh, well, now I'm not where they are. So she just kind of like quit on it. But she has, on her counter, she had like a 365 devotional where she was like, yeah, I'm not where they are right now, but I can just pick up today's date and find the devotional for that date, So I'm wondering if I just make it days of the year, and the concept isn't that you're necessarily reading every day, but it's just like, here is a devotional thought for that day, no matter where you are, no matter what you've listened to or read before. Here's a thought for July 29th, I think that's how I want to do the devotional book. So I think I need to, I probably want to start thinking about the videos like that. Because I think those who are still listening to the audio podcast are those who've been rocking with me from the beginning. And if they're those, they are ones who might actually be benefiting from the fact that I'm telling them, here's what we're reading. So, but I think when I do the videos, I'll just jump right into it. And, yeah, I also probably want to get away from the intro that I do. Because I feel like you don't get to my actual devotional message until like 35, 40 seconds into the video. And that's a long time. And granted, all there I'm giving you is like, you know, the mission of the network, the point of the podcast. So anybody who's never been there before, they get a quick idea about what the point is, what we're doing. But like, I don't know, that's a long time to expect people to watch into it before you get to the actual content. Yeah, I need to think about that. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up here, but I'm also realizing that I've got more episodes to come, where I do some deep dives on slowing down and focusing on one block, one focused project at a time, so that way I can actually get some things done. To begin with, you know, working on so many different areas at once was a really cool thing. But then now it's like, I feel like I'm not able to actually get anything done, and I want to one by one develop and kind of even have for myself just the sense of completion, and not the sense of like never ending project, you know. So yeah, those will be things on the next episode. But I hope you guys are enjoying some of the deep thoughts on my development of the podcast today, when we really deep dove into what's going on with 5 by the Fire. But I also know for some of you guys, you're like, oh my gosh, why did I even listen to all this? Because you might have thought that this is too much information.